What would you do if your bedtime cold medicine turned into a silent trap? Tonight we're pouring a case with rare poison, a midnight phone call, a burned-down wax museum, and suspects who all look guilty from a different angle. This is the Wax Museum Murder Mystery. Hey T-Squad, mugs up. If you're new, welcome in, get comfy, take a sip, and let's get into a lesser-known true crime that will have you saying, wait, what? Our story centers on Patsy Wright, a successful businesswoman who co-owned a popular wax museum in Texas. Friends say she was disciplined, social, and kept a tight routine. One part of that routine stood out. When she struggled to sleep, she took a little NyQuil at bedtime. Late one night, after a normal evening of work and winding down, the calm shattered. Around the middle of the night, Patsy called her sister in a panic. Her voice was strained. She gasped that she could not breathe and that something was very wrong. The line went quiet. Her sister and brother-in-law rushed over. Doors were locked. A window was opened. Paramedics arrived fast. Patsy was rushed to hospital, but she did not survive. At first, the loss looked like a sudden medical emergency. Then toxicology came back with a twist that changed everything. Patsy had ingested a rare and brutal poison called strychnine. Investigators found the source at home. The NyQuil bottle on her bedside table had been tampered with and spiked with enough poison to kill many people. Factory tampering was ruled out. This was targeted. Someone knew her routine and set a trap. There was no forced entry. The alarm system was off. And in the bedroom, a quiet clue. A tray with 2 used dinner plates. It looked like she had shared food with someone that night. Detectives focused on people who knew her habits and had access to the house. Patsy co-owned the museum with her sister. After the death, control of Patsy's share shifted. Money and business power became part of the conversation. Tension already existed. Patsy had been upset with her brother-in-law's finances and had planned changes to protect the business. Both denied involvement and passed lie detector tests. Still, the timing and the inheritance made many people look twice. Patsy rode and boarded valuable horses with a married couple she trusted. The day before she died, she signed a check and left the amount blank for them to fill in. After her death, they filled it for a large sum. Some of her horses were also registered in their names. They said this was at Patsy's request to keep assets safe from other parties. They also passed lie detector tests. Suspicious optics, but no hard proof. An ex who owned a chemical supply company and who knew about her NyQuil habit came under the microscope. Their relationship had cooled. He cooperated fully, passed a lie detector, and nothing concrete tied him to the poison. A wealthy businessman with a messy history, gambling issues, and ugly threats in the past. He faced a civil case where Patsy was scheduled to testify against him. With her gone, that case played out very differently, and he walked away better off. He refused a lie detector and kept answers short. Motive and opportunity looked real on paper, but there was no direct evidence that he was with her that night. Remember those 2 dinner plates? Whoever shared that food felt close enough to sit on the bed tray. As detectives pushed for answers, the story took a dramatic turn. Less than a year after the murder, the family's wax museum caught fire and burned. Hundreds of figures, antiques, and exhibits were lost. Early talk of an electrical fault faded, and the cause slid into that gray zone called undetermined. People whispered one word: arson. Then the strangest scene. After the fire, a young drifter was spotted slipping into the ruins, grabbing a business ledger from the office debris and running. Police chased him down and recovered the book. That same man had a background that included arson charges, multiple aliases, and a lifestyle that did not match his reported income. He denied any role in the fire or the murder, offered to take a lie detector test, and was released on bond for the theft. Soon after, he was wanted in another arson case. Not long after that, he died in a confrontation with police. If he held the missing piece, it went with him. A few details in this case refused to sit quietly. 1. The method. Strychnine is a rare choice. It causes violent spasms and suffocation. It is not a quick or quiet passing. Whoever used it wanted certainty, and maybe wanted suffering. 2. The alarm system. It was off. No signs of a break-in. That points to a trusted person or a spare key. 3. The dinner plates. 2 plates on a tray beside the bed. If someone ate with her, who was it? That single clue keeps the scene alive in your mind. 4. The phone call. The day after Patsy died, a woman called the house and asked for her. When told she had passed, the caller allegedly said she was glad, then hung up. Was it a cruel stranger or someone involved? 5. The earlier death. A few years before Patsy's murder, a young employee from the museum died after a baffling illness. Later, some wondered if it was poison. Tests did not prove it. It may be unrelated, but in a case like this, every shadow looks like a lead. 6. The fire and the ledger. If the museum fire was arson, who ordered it and why? Insurance? Revenge? To erase records? Why was that ledger worth a break-in through ash and smoke? Here is what makes this case so unsettling. Every path has a story that almost works. The family power struggle theory explains motive and access, but it clashes with lie detector results and the risk of being first on scene. The ex-husband theory explains motive, timing, and benefit, but struggles to place him with her that night without a third party. The horse world theory explains access to strychnine and money tension, but lacks direct ties to the scene. The drifter theory explains the fire and the ledger, even a hired hand angle, but leaves the original poisoning without a clear mastermind. The truth could be a combination. Someone close sets the plan. Someone else executes it. Another person cleans the paper trail with fire. It is the kind of layered scheme that only works if everyone keeps quiet. What we know is this. Patsy Wright did not die by chance. Someone used her bedtime habit against her. Someone knew how to step into that house, avoid the alarm, and walk away without leaving an obvious trace. Someone might have shared her last meal. And then, as the family tried to rebuild, the museum burned. A ledger was snatched from the rubble, and a suspect with many names left the stage in violence. The case remains open, and the question remains simple and heavy. Who poisoned the NyQuil? T-Squad, tell me your theory. Was this money and control? Was it legal pressure and revenge? Was it a hired job with a fire as the cleanup act? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and put a teapot emoji if you made it to the end. If you found this deep dive gripping, like, share, and run the playlist to help the channel grow. Links to support the show are in the description. Until next time, keep your mug warm and your mind sharp. I'll see you in the next one.